Hi everyone, and welcome back to my heart journal. Sorry I have paper shoved in it, but I'm kind of in the process of thinking what I'm going to do, and so when I do that, I just start the mess. So this entry is going to be all about color, and I've done pages before, like what is my favorite color and art journaling my favorite color, but I've never done a page. Why is it your favorite color? I was watching a video by Bev Wolfe, and she does like a cooking channel, and she was making a quilt, and she was talking about why purple, and again I'm going to work and talk, why purple is her favorite color, and she said it was because when she was a child, her and her sister shared a bedroom, and they used to have purple wallpaper, or sort of a pale lilac wallpaper with purple lilacs on it. And actually, I don't think it was wallpaper. I think it was her curtains. And when she would wake up in the morning and she would see the sun shining on these lilacs, it just made her feel safe, and it made her feel at home. And so that's why that is her favorite color. And I thought, isn't that such an interesting, just an interesting thought. And then the other day, if you watch my other video, I mentioned the one I just uploaded right before this. Now, if you can notice, when I'm art journaling, I cut out really messy. Like, I'm not sure if you can see over here. I just cut it out to basically fit the page, but I'm not too concerned if it fits or not, because I'll either tear it or trim it later. So, I mentioned in my last video that I just did a mother blessing for a really good friend of mine, her daughter. Her daughter is also my friend. And when we were there, and one thing I'm going to do right now, I'll do it while I'm on camera. She just gave birth today to her second set of twins. And what is a custom when I do a mother blessing, we have the mother tie a bracelet on everyone's arm. And so whenever they touch it or made aware of the bracelet, it's usually when it's wet, like after a shower or a bath, and you're aware that it's on your arm, then you're supposed to pause for a moment and send the mummy and her baby, or babies in this case, positive energy, so that their labor is a safe one and the journey is peaceful and calm and all of those things. And she had exactly that kind of labor. She called me at 12:30 a.m. to tell me that her water broke, and then she called me back at 8:30 this morning and told me they were born at 4. So this is her second set of twins, so these are babies number 4 and 5. So welcome to the world, beautiful little boys. And so once we know the doctor has cut the cord on her babies, we cut our cord because we know they had a safe journey. So I'm going to do that right now. Hard to cut with one. There we go. So I save these from all the mother blessings I do, so I'll just put it right there. So yeah, so anyway, her mother-in-law is First Nation. And I'm not sure, I think they might be Cree. Her mother-in-law was there, and as was her mother-in-law's sister, so Amy's auntie-in-law. And she created the most beautiful moss bags for the babies. I'll try and insert a picture here, if I can find a picture online, of what a moss bag is. And it's what the First Nation women do with their babies, and then they tie them or strap them on a board. And those babies are so swaddled and so cute. So she made 2 of them for the twins. They were beautiful, and they smelled like that beautiful, leather hide. Oh, they were gorgeous. Absolutely, absolutely gorgeous. So she makes all kinds of things, and I told her I would love to have something like, that you can wear around your neck, or just to have close to you to hold your precious things. And she said, oh, like a medicine bag. And I said, kind of, I guess, yeah. And then she said, well, what is your favorite color? And I said, well, my favorite color, it's so hard to say green because it's not really green. And I said, it's, the first green when the trees bud. That's my favorite color. So she goes, Na Shae. Na Shae means spring willows are blooming. So that's the name of the color. I was like, oh my goodness, I cannot wait. I almost wanted to go home right then and art journal that word because it was absolutely beautiful. But the story even gets more beautiful in the sense that it's more touching. So what I've done right now, you saw, I just put, this is, what kind of paper was this? Color block paper. And I just put down these green polka dots, and they have a tiny bit of shimmer and glimmer to them. I'm just going to move this aside for a second. And I'm going to take this white cardstock here. And I think I will use, I was playing around with it, I'm going to use the other side because it may not turn out the way I want it. And I'm going to get some black ink here. And I'm going to use a Susie Blue. I've got my black ink, my black archival ink, and I'm going to use this Susie Blue stamp. And it just says, if you cannot be a poet, be the poem. So she's got a quote there. I don't want the bottom part, but I just want this little girl. See? So I don't know if any of you know who Susie Blue is, but if you're into art journaling, you certainly would know her. She is like the guru of gurus on YouTube. She's the person I first got into art journaling. So inspiring. So get a chance if you can to YouTube, look her up on YouTube because she is amazing woman, absolutely amazing. So I'm going to take a brayer just so I can get a pretty good imprint of my little lady. It's a little bit double blurred. Can you see that? But I think she'll be okay. She'll be okay. Okay, so then at the top here, I want to take, I had that color block paper came with die cuts in it. And so they had some alphabets like this and just a whole bunch of other labels and things like that. So I took those die cut letters. Some of them were green, like this one. And then the ones that are not green, I'm going to use the negative space. So let me just get, it's K-A-I. So we've got K. Oopsie. So what was so absolutely beautiful when she told me this, when you introduce yourself at the Mother Blessing, you always say, hello, my name is Monica. I am mother to, and I said, I'm mother to Curtis, Andrew, and Paul, which are the twins that are no longer here, and Deanne and Jessie. Excuse me. And so she introduced herself and she said, hello, my name is, they call her Chico, but that's not really her name. And she said, I am mother to Na Shae. And what totally blew me away with that, when I was saying how I love, when the blossoms first come, and I said, because the color is so beautiful, but it doesn't stay very long. And so then when she introduced her daughter, she said she was just beautiful. She was born in the spring, and that she didn't live very long. She died at 25. And I was like, oh, just her name was almost told her story before she was old enough to tell her story, if that makes any sense, So yeah, she was an absolute beautiful woman. Those women that you just feel so honored to be in their company. So now I'm going to carry on, and for the letters that are not in the colors that of green, because I don't want to introduce, like I don't want that pink there, and I need an I for there, so I'm just gonna, and I had a green I, who the heck knows where it went, so that's okay, I'll just use the negative space, and then I will spritz out the I right there, and then I'm going to take another I. So I'm trying a couple of things. So I'm going to spritz the I there and the NA there, and then this is AE, but what I'm going to do is actually use an A and see if it works. I hope it does. Let's keep our fingers crossed. But anyway, I just thought that was such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful story. So that's the word Na Shae. That is my favorite color. And it is my favorite color, just like she said, because spring willows are blooming. And it just, you know, after we've been blanketed by winter and our predominant colors are gray and white, and then the spring comes and it's all brown and the snow's melting, to see the buds of the trees just reawakening again, it takes your breath away. It's so beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to spray, oh, let me cover up my little girl. I'm going to spray this from high, and we shall see what I get. Me and my experimenting, hey? Oops. I hope it worked. It should have. Okay, so I will take the sponge and try to dab it off the already green. Stay there, mister. Oh, it worked. Kai Na. Oh, isn't that cool? Totally worked. Shae. Or I could have done it the easier way and just sprayed the letters green. But why be easy, correct? When you can have this. So I'm going to let this dry. And you see how my little girl has a skirt on. Oops. There, can you see that? I'm going to try and crinkle up this ribbon with the heat and sort of mount it over here so it becomes her skirt. You see what the heat gun did? This is what the ribbon looked like before, and now it's all crinkled up and it's quite crunchy. Okay, so my skirt fit really well. Can you see that? And I cut off that part about the poem and the poet. And also, if you've noticed in my craft room, my other favorite color, or I kind of look at it more as a grounding color to that green, is that deep purple, almost like the color of the Tim Holtz Distress Ink. So I found a little button that's in that deep, 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 deep purple color. And so I always like to put some twine in my buttons, but I saw this trick a long, long time ago. If you're trying to get a twine center to match your buttons, you take a super skinny piece. And then you make a little kind of a point so it's easier to thread. Take your piece of twine, go through the top, and pull it through. It helps if you don't have glue on your fingers. And then stick it back up through, just like you would if it was thread, exactly the same. And there you go. Then instead of tying it, I'm just going to push that through and pull this through to make it a little even. I just simply twist it like this. I'm going to glue that right down in the center where she has that little button right there. See? Right there. I'm just going to distress all the way around this page. And then we're going to add the Seedless Preserves Distress Ink on the edges of this. Even going to kind of curl it down a little bit. Just give it a little bit of, you know. And before I add the Distress ink on that, I'm going to trace around the letters with the exact same color. I think it is. This is Dusty Concord, but they're very close. Like, look at. And I think I have Dusty Concord, but again, lazy. It'll just make it grounds the letters. And because it's not black, but it's still a dark color, that will ground them. So you can see how just outlining the letters just make the word pop better. And then I just dripped some of that spray. I just took the bottle, opened it up, and dropped some drops on it so that white wasn't so stark all around. And now I'm just going to take a sponge, a clean part of the sponge, and take this Seedless Preserves. I love the names that Tim Holtz gives his stuff, hey? And just rub it all around my pretty green Na Shae page. Like that word, I mean, I love the color, but now every time I see it in the spring, I will say an extra little prayer for Chico and her daughter, who has, how she described to me, my daughter has gone to the spirit world. And I was like, you are a beautiful, 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 beautiful woman. And again, honored to be in her presence. And would love to be surrounded by women like that all the time. That's why I do YouTube videos, because you guys, I'm honored to be in your presence too. So now I'm going to take my page that I originally glued the scrapbook paper on, my polka dots, and we will attach this picture of our little girl somewhere on here. I think I might just, I'm going to put it kind of off to the side like that, because I have a little envelope. I was testing out my Cricut a long time ago, and I was trying to see how to make crown cards and things like that. So I found this. So I'm going to ink it all up, and I'm going to put it right here. And then I have this really pretty flower that I think I'll have to put at the bottom, because if I put it on top, it won't open. But I'll just somehow secure it like that. And I'm going to write on a piece of matching Na Shae paper in my notepad here. I'm going to insert that inside the envelope. So here is my page. So beautifully explained to me by Chico with Mother Blessing. I mean, I know this is my favorite color. I knew it was always my favorite color. You can see in my craft room, there's the little muffin tin that I painted green to keep all my little things when I need them right at hand. The little bucket there. The walls are all in that green with the purple. The entire room is in that pretty colored green. So it truly is my, I even have it on today. Look at, here's my shirt. That's pretty funny. So there's a whole lot of green up in here today. But anyway, it was so beautifully explained to me by that Chico, and God blessed her daughter. That's her name. I mean, oh, how beautiful. So what I did is I took that tiny little crown card here, and this is one of those flowers, those cheesecake flowers that I learned from S.A. Crafter, and I'm going to have to make some more of those. I think I've used, maybe there's 2 left. Those were the coolest things to make, and I love them, so I'm going to make some more. So in here, I just put told to me by Chico at the Mother Blessing and the date of the blessing, and then I wrote what it means, spring flowers are blooming. And then at the very last moment, you know, I had taken off my bracelet, so I just quickly drew kind of a rustic heart and glued the Mother Blessing bracelet right onto the page with the twine. Love it. So I think I'm just going to trace around the heart in purple just to give it a little bit more whimsy. Just kind of, you know, Just a random line around the heart. But I just love how you just use what's right there, you know? And that's one thing about art journaling or heart journaling. You guys probably can't see the line. There it is. I'm dedicating this page to Chico and her daughter, and just to all women out there that are so profound. We are so profound. We just need to listen more to each other because everyone has such a beautiful message. And I'm so glad I was there that day to facilitate the blessing, to meet this wonderful woman, and now I've got it documented in my art journal. So thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I hope you find the time to not only choose your favorite color, but describe why it's your favorite color, whether you write it down somewhere or do an art journal page, because you know your descendants to come may want to know, well, I wonder why she liked that color. My mother's absolute favorite color is orange. Anyone that knows her knows that's her color, but I want to ask her why. I'd like to know why. So I'd like to know why it's your, whatever color is yours is your favorite color. So leave a comment in the down bar to tell me. Very interested in knowing. Thanks a lot for watching again, and we'll see you next time. Bye.